And today we are going with the book of Hosea. In the series of the minor prophets, we have about 12 books, including Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and Malachi. And the time span that we are going to learn is from the 8th century BC to the 5th century BC. It's a long period of time. And we hope that we can also not only study about the Bible and the lesson that we learn, but at the same time we are also going to see some of the historical events that took place during this time of the 12 books of the 12 prophets. Even though we call them as the minor prophets, but it doesn't mean that they are small. It's just because that their writing is shorter than other prophets. And that's why we put them together and we call as the minor prophets, because their writing is a lot shorter than other book of prophecy or the prophetic books. And we are going to see that during this century, from the 8th century to the 5th century, we are going to see the Israel and the Judah, they face a lot of idolatry, injustice, political decline, and even exiles. And eventually, the promise of God for their restoration. So today when we talk about the book of Hosea, or we talk about prophets Hosea, he lived between 555 BC to 715 BC. From 755 BC to 715 BC in the northern kingdom of Israel. And at this moment, that Israel was already divided into the north and into the south. The north that we call as Israel, and the southern part we call Judah. So he lived at the time with many other kings, and he served throughout many different kings. And his name means, Hosea, means salvation. And this is a very significant message that we have already learned and seen from throughout the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation. It talks about the salvation plan of God. And prophet Hosea was the prophet to the northern kingdom of Israel. And his ministry spanned through the times of kings Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah in Judah, and Jeroboam II in Israel. And today we are going to see the message that God is speaking to Hosea about his marriage to Gomer. And you are going to learn a little bit about Gomer, a very unfaithful wife, but also symbolize the unfaithfulness of the Israelite to God and his covenant. Now, his ministry lasts, and we can see from 755 BC to 715 BC. So in those times, you and I are going to see the rise of Tiglath-Pileser, or the Syrian kingdom or empire. And maybe some of us already remember a little bit about that during the time that we study about the book of Daniel. We also see about the fall of Samaria. And at the same time, that was also the fall of Israel, leading to their exile. And then he ended his ministry around 715 BC. Today, I would like to share together with you about the topic, unfaithful spouse. In our world today, many of us have seen, witnessed, or even we ourselves many times experience the betrayals. We experience the infidelity. We experience the unfaithfulness of our spouse. Is that a very happy incident that happened in our life? For sure, it is not. Maybe some of us will say that I'm happy to break away with Mr. A and Mr. B. But within, deep in our soul, there would be still a lot of regrets or resentment or upset or battle that continue to last for the rest of our life. So today, let us learn from this unfaithful spouse topic and see how God wants to speak to every one of us in our unfaithfulness to God. It is a great comparison. It's also a very powerful metaphor, and it's also a very easy way for you and I to remember about our relationship with God, our attitude with God, our faithfulness with God, or our betrayal to God. Hosea chapter 1 verse 1. The word of the Lord that came to Hosea, son of Beeri, during the reigns of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and during the reign of Jeroboam, son of Jehoash, king of Israel. When the Lord began to speak through Hosea, the Lord said to him, "Go, marry a promiscuous woman and have children with her. For like an adulterous wife, this land is guilty of unfaithfulness to the Lord." You see that immediately God spoke about this comparison. It talks about the guilt of the Israelite, or maybe our guilt today, concerning our unfaithfulness to the Lord. So he married Gomer, daughter of Blvd, and she conceived and bore him a son. Then the Lord said to Hosea, "Call him Jezreel, because I will soon punish the house of Jehu for the massacre of Jezreel, and I will put an end to the kingdom of Israel. In that day, I will break Israel bow in the valley of Jezreel." Gomer conceived again and gave birth to a daughter. Then the Lord said to Hosea, "Call her Lo-Ruhamah, which means not love. For I will no longer show love to Israel, that I should at all forgive them. Yet I will show love to Judah, and I will save them, not by bow, sword, or battle, or by horses or horsemen, but I, the Lord your God, will save them." After she had weaned Lo-Ruhamah, Gomer had another son. Then the Lord said, "Call him Lo-Ami, which means not my people, for you are not my people, and I am not your God." Yet the Israelite will be like the sand on the seashore, which cannot be measured or counted. In the place where it was said to them, "You are not my people," they will be called children of the living God.